Could the Bears trade Cole Kmet? A developing story here that I wanted to get in front of. But also, I wanted to talk about the out in Cole Kmet's contract and why he might not be part of the Bears' future. What's up, guys? Ever since the Bears drafted Colston Lovelin with the top 10 pick just over 2 months ago today, Cole Kmet's name has been mentioned by nearly every media outlet with some sort of trade speculation or talk. After the Dolphins traded away Jonnu Smith, people already began connecting Cole Kmet to the Miami Dolphins. They've already addressed that need and traded for formerly retired Darren Waller from the Giants, but the rumors continue to persist. And I get it, before the Dolphins traded for Darren Waller, they were without a quality starting tight end. Every tight end on their roster combined had less than 1,000 career receiving yards, and their starter might have been 24-year-old Julian Hill. But that still never meant the Bears were going to trade Cole Kmet. Is it possible that the Bears could move on from Cole? I do believe it is, but I want to talk about the reasons I believe Cole Kmet might or might not be traded. I'm going to give evidence to support both sides and give my opinion. First, let's talk about the reasons why he might not get traded. His blocking is a great starting point. He's a better blocker at the point of attack than Colston Lovelin is by a lot right now. That doesn't mean that Lovelin can't develop into a better blocker. His downfield blocking is really underrated, but he needs to bulk up and improve his technique to live up to Kmet's inline blocking standards. And look, Kmet was not great as a blocker last year. He had some struggles, but overall in his career, he's been above average for NFL tight end standards. But an even bigger reason might be Colston Lovelin's development. How healthy is he? Is he ready to start day one in the NFL? Coming off a leg injury and not being full go at OTAs was not a good start for the top 10 pick. But tight ends also take time to develop in the NFL. Cole Kmet, like most tight ends, got off to a slow start early in his career. And the tight ends that do have early success in the receiving department usually are not very good blockers. Meaning, if Loveland does have a big year, it's much more likely to come as a receiving option than as a devastating blocker in the run game. But let's look at the other side of the argument. Ben Johnson did it in Detroit. He advocated for trading away TJ Hawkinson, a Pro Bowl caliber tight end who was better than Cole Kmet, and he started a rookie at the position who needed a lot of work as a blocker, Sam Laporta. And they had a ton of success in Detroit. And Loveland, in a lot of ways, athletically at least, is a bigger and faster version of what Ben Johnson had with the Lions. If he could have that much success with Sam Laporta and he didn't need TJ Hawkinson, maybe he feels the same way about Cole Kmet. And Sam Laporta was a second round pick. Colston Lovelin was Ben Johnson's first ever draft pick as a head coach and went in the top 10 overall. He should be able to do anything that Sam Laporta could. If not, why did we take him in the top 10? But let's remember that Ben Johnson is not building the same offense he built in Detroit. He's building something unique in Chicago. But one of the more interesting points about Cole Kmet and his future with the Bears come down to his contract. He has 3 years and $34.8 million remaining. Interestingly enough, though, there is an out in Cole Kmet's contract, meaning the Bears could cut him after this season and only have a $3.2 million dead cap hit and end up saving over $18 million over the next 2 years in 2026 and 2027. When you consider that, is it worth paying our backup tight end nearly $35 million over the next 3 years? It at the very least makes the conversation very intriguing. Look, in no way, shape, or form would I advocate for cutting Cole Kmet. I think he's a starting tight end in the NFL, and he's a guy that has Pro Bowl upside in the right offense. But I also don't know if we really need to pay him $35 million when we could use that money to improve the pass rush or add more depth to the offensive line. If he's not going to be in Ben Johnson's plans and he's only going to be on the field in 12 personnel, then that's at least something to consider. Initially, I thought there's no way we'd trade Cole Kmet in 2025, and I still believe the Bears' plan for this season is to keep him on the roster and create mismatches all over the field and use a ton of different formations and get really creative with the 12 personnel. Ben Johnson even said himself that we want to have the best 12 personnel in the NFL. But then after this season, when you look towards 2026, maybe they would start entertaining trade offers for Cole Kmet. Depending on how much he's used in 2025, how good Colston Lovelin is as a rookie, and what the plan is going forward. But after putting a lot of thought into this, I do believe there's a chance we could trade Kmet before this season starts. I think it's a low chance. Ryan Poles is not just going to give him away. But if a team comes with a strong offer, at least a third round pick or higher, and for me, if someone offered a second rounder, I'm sorry, Cole, but I would trade him immediately. Nothing personal, always been a fan, but with Colston Lovelin on a rookie deal and the opportunity to get a day 2 draft pick potentially on the table, I would at least be taking calls. And that makes me think that maybe, just maybe, Ryan Poles is as well. I still believe it's a very low chance that Kmet could get traded this year, but I think when you look forward towards the future, when you look towards 2026 and beyond, Cole Kmet has 3 years left on his contract. The biggest question is really, is it worth paying a backup tight end $11+ million a season? That's not a slight against Cole Kmet. I believe he's a starting tight end in the NFL. But when you draft a guy in the top 10, like we did with Colston Lovelin, you draft that guy to start and be an impact player. So right now, Kmet's best value to the Bears might come via trade. I think right now they're not going to rush into anything. I think Cole Kmet ends up spending 2025 with the Chicago Bears, and then this is something they're going to evaluate in the offseason. How much do we end up using Cole Kmet this year? If it's not a lot, then it's definitely worth trading him. Maybe it's even better for him if we're not going to take advantage of his talent. But it is something to keep an eye on. Let me know what you guys would think about trading Cole Kmet, a player I've watched since he was at Notre Dame and have always rooted for. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.
What's up, Swift? It's Kyler Gordon. Just want to do a quick shout out to Swift Sports Network with all the latest news on the Bears. Keep doing your thing.
How you doing? Jaquan Brisker, Chicago Bears safety. I just want to shout out to Swift at Swift Sports Network. Keep up the hard work. We appreciate you. Keep working hard. Subscribe to Swift Sports Network. And shout out to all the best Bear fans in the world. Bear down. Let's go, baby.